We're talking bowling right now to get you fired up for the greatest festival of bowling, and this is Xtra Frame, your online bowling channel. For more information, it's www.xtraframe.tv. If you're not already a subscriber, $64.95 gets you a year of unquestionably, hands down, the best pro bowling coverage in the world. $29.99, and you can get a special World Series of Bowling subscription, good now through November 30th. Act now, action starts November 4th, only on Xtra Frame. And now, Tom Clark, we're going to get to the good stuff. Andrew Blagojevich, fan of the PBA on Facebook. I wonder if he is related to the Illinois governor. I wonder. But Andrew asks, why did they decide on going all fresh oil for each squad this year instead of alternating between fresh oil and burn blocks last year at the World Series?
That's a great question. I'm glad you're paying enough attention to see that we did change that this year. I think it's an improvement on the format over last year. As much as last year was an incredible test, and it was almost the most grueling test I've ever seen in bowling. And what Bill O'Neill did last year to lead that tournament over all 5 patterns, burn squads, fresh squads, 70 games of bowling was just incredible, an incredible feat. And he earned a street cred that he will never, that will live with him forever. And I'm really proud of guys like that. The year before in Detroit, obviously Chris Barnes did that. He was the lumber leader, if you remember, led across all the different patterns and all the different shots and conditions. What people that watched the World Series last year saw was that this number of great bowlers bowling at once with this modern equipment that really churns up an oil pattern. And that coupled with the fact that here at South Point there's actually a little bit higher natural friction than in some other bowling centers. What you had was a situation that by the 12th game or by the 10th or even the 9th game, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th game, without re-oiling, you had bowlers having to move so far inside that they were lofting the gutter. I mean, if you go to YouTube and check that video of Jason Belmonte, he was standing, I think your commentary was, Belmo from the parking lot. And almost literally the guy was in the parking lot. He was bowling. He wasn't sliding because he was on the tile on lane 1, lofting the ball over the gutter cap onto the lane. It was incredible to watch. There's no question about it. And a certain quality player were the only players that could overcome that. But at the same time, I think we want to try to avoid that. I don't know that that's the way we want to go with bowling, where you have to loft the ball all the way down the lane. And, people can get hurt. It's something we want to avoid. So this year we decided we'll go 8 game blocks. We'll oil after every block. We won't have people come back, at night to bowl another block on the burn. Not only to avoid that lofting issue, but also that was a tough day. I mean, you guys were here working nonstop. That was a 24-hour day for a lot of people, which in one respect was a way to gain a lot of credibility. Think of the guys who made the World Championship show. I mean, we're talking about some real horses here, grinders, power players, strong young players. I mean, Sean Rash, Osku Palermo, Chris Barnes, Jason Belmonte, Mika Koivuniemi, Wes Malott. There were no ham and eggers in there. Michael Haugen was unbelievable at the World Series last year, and these are strong kids. And so in one way you almost didn't want to change it, because how can you argue with the field? And of course Billy O'Neill. But I think that we've created a better tournament now by not having burn.